Hey, it's Amora, and I'm here to talk to you guys about stat builds. So, ever since Astercross came out with his video talking about diminishing returns, I was motivated to go ahead and try to build some. Look at the gear that I had and try to make something that was usable. Especially now that the goal isn't to get 10 in all stats, just to be at, 10 in recovery and then 5 or 6 in some other ones. Maybe try to get up to 7 while maintaining high mobility. Good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our dim, and we're going to go over to the Destiny Item Manager Loadout Optimizer page. So our inventory is over here. You guys are all very versed in using it if you use it before. And if not, I highly recommend you start using this tool because it will make your life incredibly more simple when you're playing Destiny. So in the Loadout Optimizer tab, we have all kinds of variations of loadouts that the game is displaying for me currently. So if you don't know what's going on, you have all of your stats up here, and then the build, and then a bunch of fancy numbers over here. So what we're gonna talk about these numbers and why they're important. So the number on the right is currently displaying the highest stat possible that any combination of my gear can get up to for that single stat, not for all of my stats. Oh my God, that'd be amazing if I could have these stats, because you could basically max yourself out. But what I mean is, for any combination with the gear items alone, you can get that stat up to that, and then the other items will go ahead and fill themselves in. So this is the top limiter. And what do I mean by that? So currently it's just open and it's displaying the highest that you can, and it's trying to display the highest tier possible. So without using the assumed masterwork button, my highest tier possible currently is tier 29. And that's the addition of all of the stats together. So if I went ahead and lowered my top limiter, now it's only ever going to display stat rolls for any combination of gear that has 5 recovery or less. And so, I mean, we're not really going to use that too much unless we're trying to be super niche, trying to really limit certain builds, like trying to go for the 2 mobility arc build is one reason we would use it, but we're more so going to use the bottom limiter. So the bottom limiter over here, if I go ahead and boost that up to 9, is now going to show me all of the gear rolls that can roll 9 recovery with the base stats alone, because we haven't clicked this assume masterwork button. And as soon as we do that, we'll do that now, what that's going to do is it's going to take all of our gear in our vault and in our character. It's going to pretend as if it's masterworked. And you'll notice I have quite a few rolls here that have gear that I have not masterworked yet. When we click on that, it shows us the stats, 58 roll. It's not taking into consideration, by the way, the mods currently on the equipment. So you can notice I have powerful friends. That should already boost me up to tier 2 mobility. And you would think I have enough to boost over that. Yeah, obviously. I definitely have enough to be above tier 3 here. But it's not taking that into consideration because I haven't told it to do that yet. What do I mean by telling it to do that yet? Well, let me explain. This is all well and good. Like, I can go ahead and these are good builds to use, but you notice like these, they have different class or season mods. They're different archetypes. I've got to do a lot of mix and matching to be able to use the mods that I want to use, right? And some of these pieces of gear have, like, look, this is a previous season armor piece. I'm not going to be able to use that in current raid. So what we're going to do is we're going to give the optimizer some rules to follow. So let's say, for example, I wanted to make a Garden of Salvation build. Well, a lot of teams run Relay Defender, so we're going to go ahead and go into perks or mods. We're going to pick Relay Defender mod. Now, what that does is it's going to only display gear that can have Relay Defender slotted in them, while still following the rule of giving me tier 9 recovery, right? So it looks like this is the only build in my arsenal currently that can do that. But let's go ahead and lower recovery a little bit. Try to see if we can get some more builds in here. Put that down to tier 8. Now notice my gauntlets are fire gauntlets. Oh, yeah, here's a perfect example. I lowered my recovery, so now I have a different build here. So I know, since I've been playing the game, I know that um, I want to have, on my build, I want to have sniper rifle reserves, which only currently goes on void chest piece. So this is a great build. It arguably competitive with this one, but I don't want this fire chest piece. So how do I fix that? Well, what I'm going to do, I can do it one of two ways. I'm going to go to my chest armor, and I can either type in void, and I can just click the void button, or I can type in sniper rifle reserves, pop that on. And now it's only showing me gear that has tier 8 recovery, at least, relay defender in all slots, and can have a sniper rifle reserves. That's awesome. But I don't have an exotic equipped. Well, let's fix that. Let's remove the helmet. And then what we're going to do is we can do this one of two ways. We can either go to select mod or perk and select the perk, or we can go to lock item. And what locking item does, it just allows you to force a specific item into the build, right? So if I wanted to make a build and then force this blue in there, it would force that blue in there, but you would have to lower the stats some. And you'll notice I want to make a build that has one of these Saint 14 helms, but I'm not sure which one. I could compare all of their stats, but doing the math, trying to figure out which one's going to add up to do what, it's a hassle. So instead of locking the item independently, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to select martyr perk, helmet. I'm going to roll down until I find the Starless Knight perk. This only rolls on Saint 14, so I know it's going to pick Saint 14. We'll do that, and voila! Having the best stat roll possible within my constraints, and still maintaining these item combinations, I've now made a build. And what I can do is we're going to go ahead and press add to loadout. We'll go GOS 14 new, because I made one before, and we'll hit save. And now, go to our inventory. We'll click on this button here, and we'll roll down to GOS 14 new, click on that, and if we go back to our game, it's going to go ahead and equip all of that gear for us. And that's pretty cool. And you'll notice my stats aren't exactly the same because in Destiny Item Manager, it didn't take into account my mods. So let's go ahead and just play around with that. So if we end up masterworking this chess piece, it's going to flip my mobility to 3 because it's currently at 28. If I flip it to 3, it'll actually get that increase because currently, even though it's 28, it's getting the same benefit as if it was 20. So once I masterwork that, it would flip. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a recovery mod on this. And that's going to boost me up to 100 recovery. And then we're going to put on a... Oh. Well, you guys get the idea. All right. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps you guys out. Oh, one quick tip before I go. This string of text will empty your inventory if that's something that you want to do. Transfer search. It's already in my inventory. Whoops. Transfer search to vault. Let's try that instead. Now just watch my items go away. Bye-bye, items. I'll miss you. Oh, there they go. Anyway, thanks for watching. You guys have a good day.